Yo, what's good everyone? Thank you for tuning in to today's video. If you're new around here, my name is Aiden, and in today's video, as you can see from the title, we will be taking a look at my top 10 best upcoming sneakers for the month of April. Now, I know I'm a little bit late to the party, I will be honest, after an incredibly insane March as far as sneaker pickups go, I did decide to take the first week of April off to actually celebrate my 10-year anniversary with the missus. Now, even as I'm sat here actually recording this video, today is actually Easter Sunday, so to everyone that does actually celebrate Easter, I hope you guys have had an incredible Easter with your loved ones, your friends, your family, and whoever you actually decide to celebrate it with. I've managed to do all the things I needed to do, finally put the kids to bed, so I finally had the opportunity to sit down in front of this camera and actually tell you guys about some pretty exciting releases. So I don't want to take up any more time on the intro, I'm late enough as it is, so without any further ado, just sit back, relax, and let's go ahead and get straight into this video. So no mucking about, just getting straight into this list with our very first release. And first up we do have the Nike Air Max 1 SC in the Mika green colourway. Scheduled to be releasing on the 14th of April for a retail price of £155. And for any of you eagle-eyed viewers amongst us, you probably can already see that we do actually have that exact shoe just behind me. Now, I was very fortunate I was able to get my pair a little bit early. There were some UK-based retailers and even some European retailers that were actually able to drop these a little bit earlier than the proposed release date. Unfortunately enough for me, I was able to get my hands on a pair and actually give you guys that early look. Now, if you do want to check out the video and take a closer look at these shoes in any more detail, I will make sure to leave a link to it above. So if after this video you do want to go ahead and check it out, feel free to. The link's above there, as well as down below in the description box if you do want to check it out. Now, the shoe itself, I feel like I pretty much said everything I really wanted to say in the review. For anyone who doesn't want to check out the review, I'll just give you a quick overview of how I'm feeling about the shoe. I personally can't wait to rock mine. I haven't worn them just yet. I have only had them for about a week or so. But I can definitely say, with absolute fact, I will definitely be rocking these heavy over spring as well as over summer as well. Now, as far as the price point goes, £155, pretty affordable. I am fully expecting that this shoe is going to be readily available and will be sitting on shelves as well. So don't be surprised if by the summertime, this shoe could even be on sale at some places as well. So if you don't want to pick it up right away, I do fully expect that this shoe will be very easy to get. So don't be entering all the raffles, don't be going crazy for it, because this shoe, in my opinion, is definitely going to sit. So just moving on swiftly to the next one up on our list, and next up we do have the latest offering from the Corteiz Nike collaboration. So next up we do have the Corteiz Air Max 95 in the Aguillon Storm colourway, scheduled to be releasing on the 15th of April for a retail price of £180. Now, I'm not exactly sure if I'm saying Corteiz correctly, so if I'm not, do make sure to correct me in the comment section down below. Now, this is actually the third installment of a very new collaboration between both Corteiz and Nike. Now, first, we did actually see that military green colourway, which, in my humble opinion, is still the best to date of all the three, just in my personal opinion. And then that was quickly followed up by the black and pink colourway, which, again, is a very nice colourway. A lot of people were raving about it when it was rumoured to be a New York exclusive. It then actually did do a European release as well through the Corteiz website, and I do actually think there was something on the sneakers app where people could get them as well. Unfortunately, I really wasn't in the know, so I completely missed out on it. Now, as far as the actual release is concerned, I will be honest, I'm not 100% sure if it will just be releasing on the Corteiz website or whether it will actually be getting a wider release, so having raffles and even releasing on the sneakers app as well. So with that, I would recommend just to check out all the regular spots like Sneaker News, The Soul Supplier, Sneaker Spot, all the regular news outlets that you can actually get all the information from, because they'll have a comprehensive list of where this shoe will actually be releasing. Now, as far as this list is concerned, this could actually turn out to be one of the hardest shoes to get. Even though I don't feel like there'll be a lot of money to be made, I still feel like people will try to flip these for 20, 30, 40, 50 pounds over retail. So if you want it for your own personal collection, make sure to get all your footwork done early, maybe get your friends and your family to enter for you as well, because I definitely feel like this shoe is definitely gonna sell out. So just moving on swiftly to the next one up on our list and actually keeping this Air Max 1 theme going. Next up we do have the Nike Air Max 1 in the Safari Beige colourway, also scheduled to be releasing on the 15th of April for a retail price of £155. Now, I will be honest, when I first saw these, I really wasn't convinced. I really didn't feel like this was something I'd be wanting to go for the personal collection. I feel like the first initial mock-up images of this Safari Beige colourway pretty much just made the shoe look pretty tonal, pretty muted, and not something that I feel like I had to have. Now that we're getting a lot more confirmed images and raffles have already started to go out on places like S&S and a few other spots as well, I will be honest, there's a lot about this shoe that I actually do really like, and a lot of that has to do with that midfoot panel. I think the design, the textures, all the different animal prints throughout the shoe itself definitely have kind of changed my tide of my opinion and actually made me feel like this could definitely be something I could consider adding into the personal collection. As far as it goes between the comparison between the Mika greens and these, I would definitely say that the Mika greens are more wearable, but I also feel like the Safari beige may be a little bit more of a head turner and is definitely a good conversation starter for amongst the Air Max community. Whenever the Safari print's involved, people are going to love it, people are going to be going for it. So I guess it really just depends on what you're looking for your own collection. Are you looking for something to stand out a little bit more, or are you looking for something a little bit more wearable? You'll kind of have to make your own mind up as to how you're feeling about it. I'm still on the fence. I may still go for these. I will definitely try and bring you guys a review close to the release date. I fully expect that this shoe is going to be readily available. If you do want to get your hands on it for your own personal collection, definitely do proceed with caution, because I can definitely see this shoe sitting. So just moving on swiftly to the next one up on our list, and actually moving away from Air Maxes for just a second. Next up we do have the Air Jordan 1 High OG in the Celtics colourway. Also scheduled to be releasing on the 15th of April for a retail price of £165. And this shoe is actually releasing hot on the heels of the Lucky Green 3s, which did actually release earlier on in April. Now, if I was able to actually get this video out as early as I was initially hoping, then the Lucky Green 3s would have absolutely made this list as well, because I do actually feel like this Lucky Green theme that Jordan Brand is rolling with right now has actually been executed very, very well. I've seen plenty of reviews of both the 3s and the 1s, and I'll be honest, I haven't come across a single reviewer or even a single review where anyone's really had anything too bad to say about either of these colorways. Now, just as far as the Jordan 1s go, we've definitely seen them being a lot more easy to obtain. They've definitely been sitting on shelves for a lot longer than they normally would do, and I have actually seen a couple actually go on sale. The Taxis was also a recent Jordan 1 release, which was heavily underrated and was so easy to get. And I do actually feel like this could be very similar to the Taxis in a way where they're a lot easier to get than a lot of people are expecting. So if you want to get it for your own personal collection, I would recommend entering raffles, but not all of them. Also do make sure to check out the Sneakers app as well, because it will be releasing on there as well. And just as far as my personal opinion is concerned, I do personally feel like this shoe is going to be readily available. So if you want it, you should be able to get it with relative ease. So just moving on swiftly to the next one up on our list, and next up we do have another collaboration, this time between Run the Jewels and Nike for the SB Dunk Low in the blue and pink colourway. Scheduled to be releasing on the 20th of April for a rumoured retail price of £110. I will be completely honest, just off the bat, I know absolutely zero about this collaboration. Now, I was scouring through the Soul Supplier's website, and as soon as I saw it, I knew I had to include it in my list, because the shoe itself, in my personal opinion, has actually been done very, very nicely. Now, it has been done in that mostly all blue colour, but there are actually different shades of blue used throughout the shoe itself. And then adding to that really nice hit of pink on the Nike swoosh, and this is going to be absolutely perfect for both spring and summer. Now, when it comes to SBs, there's always going to be a lot of hype. The SB community is massive. It's growing all the time with all these new collaborations, and especially the fact that they're now breaching outwards to places like Jordan Brand. And I wouldn't be surprised if we do start to see a lot more outlandish collaborations with SBs as well. I think they're going to have a massive year. They always tend to have very good years anyway. If you just look back at the profile for the last 2, 3, 4, 5 years, every year some of the best releases that actually come out are SBs. Now, I'm not sure if this will actually be tied in as one of the better releases throughout the year, but just based on every SB that we've seen this year, this was definitely one of the ones that I would say that I'd be more likely to wear than some of the other ones that we've actually already seen. Whenever it does come to SBs, they do always tend to sell out either which way, whether it's a GR or a collaboration. So with that in mind, I will just say, if you want to get these for your own personal collection, make sure you enter those raffles when they do start to go live. Also, make sure to check out the Sneakers app, because I do also believe it will be releasing on there as well. And just as far as the release goes, in my personal opinion, I definitely feel like this shoe is going to sell out. So just moving on swiftly to the next one up on our list, and this next pair is actually slightly controversial. So next up we do have the Tom Sachs Nightcraft General Purpose Shoe in the grey colourway. Scheduled to be releasing on the 21st of April for a retail price of £100. And Tom Sachs and Nike have had a very successful relationship over the last couple of years, up until recently that is. Now, Tom Sachs has actually had some pretty serious allegations put his way from previous co-workers and from some other people as well. And the last update that I remember seeing was the fact that Nike were actually doing an internal investigation. And I will be honest, I've seen absolutely zero since then. Maybe there's been further updates, but I just haven't seen anything. So I will be completely honest, I'm a little bit surprised that we are actually seeing another Tom Sachs release. Maybe it's too close to the button. Maybe they were already due to be released and there was no turning back. But we have seen contentious releases actually stopped, you know, from a bunch of different other collaborators for multiple different reasons, whether it be issues with Nike or issues outside of Nike's control. So it's kind of one of those things where sometimes they kind of like delay it and they kind of remove it. There's so many different ways this could have gone. So to see the shoe actually be released, I will be honest, I am a little bit surprised. Now with that said, the general purpose shoe is definitely a Marmite shoe in general. I've had a lot to say about it in previous videos, about previous colorways. But as far as the shoe is concerned, forgetting the man for just a second, actually focusing on the shoe, this is probably for me the best colorway we've actually seen to date. It's definitely the most wearable because of the contention surrounding Tom Sachs and the fact that this could very much be the very final general purpose shoe. I do expect that people will try to be actually using that to their advantage to actually make money. So this could be probably one of the harder ones to get as far as the general purpose line is concerned. If this does turn out to be his very final colorway and very final collaboration with Nike, this could definitely be a highly sought after one. So with all those things considered and everything going on right now, I would definitely say that this shoe is going to be pretty difficult to get. So if you want it for your own personal collection, again, like we said for other releases, the raffles haven't started to go live, but I do expect that it will also be released on the Sneakers app as well. If you want it for your own personal collection, you'll need to make sure you're doing your footwork early, because again, this shoe, in my opinion, is definitely going to sell out. So just moving on swiftly to the next one up on our list and actually moving into some steadier shores. Next up we do have the Air Jordan 13 in the Black Flint colourway. Scheduled to be releasing on the 22nd of April for a retail price of £190. And for anyone who knows me personally or anyone who's been around this channel for really any length of time, you'll probably already know that the Air Jordan 13 silhouette is one of my absolute favourites. And the Air Jordan 13 Flint is actually my very favourite colourway. Now, anytime we do actually see a rendition of this shoe, but with a slightly different colourway, I am always intrigued by it. Now, we did recently see that we did the red Flint a couple of years ago, or in the last year or so. I had them for a little bit of time. I did end up letting them go because I don't wear this one enough, let alone the red Flint, and anytime I'm feeling to wear a Flint colourway, I will just go with the original. And I feel a very similar way about this black colourway as well. It's a very clean, very simple shoe to wear, easy to dress up with a lot of different outfits if you know how and what to do with it. I'm still working that out for myself, but I definitely do give it my best attempt. But like I said about the red Flint, anytime I want to rock a Flint 13, I'm just going to go with the originals. Nothing is ever going to come close to this for me personally, so that is why I'm more than happy to actually let this Black Flint colorway just kind of slide and just kind of let it go as another one of those releases. Now, whenever it does come to an Air Jordan 13 release, a lot of the time they tend to sit on shelves and even go on sale eventually. So if you want to get these for your own personal collection, if you are a fan of the colorway and maybe you wanted to complete the entire set, then I would definitely say proceed with caution. This shoe is going to be very widely available, especially here in Europe. 13s don't tend to get the same kind of love and respect as they do over in the States. So if you want them, I would definitely say maybe take a back seat, let it sit for a little bit of time, see how things are working, and maybe down the line actually save yourself a few quid and actually get it on sale. If you've got to have it now, I completely understand that. I do fully expect that this shoe is going to be readily available. There'll be a bunch of raffles. It will release on Sneakers app as well. And with all that said, I do fully expect that this shoe is going to sit. So just moving on swiftly to the next one up on our list. And next up we do have another collaboration, this time between Travis Scott and Jordan Brand for the Air Jordan 1 Low in the olive colourway. Finally scheduled to be releasing on the 26th of April for a retail price of £145. I do believe that this actually is going to be his very final collaboration, which is also going to be a women's exclusive release. Now, I have seen a lot of people very upset about that, especially if you do have bigger feet. You may not be able to get these for yourself for your own personal collection, but if this does turn out to be his very final collaboration with Jordan Brand, and it is a women's exclusive release, I personally don't mind it. I think it's a really nice touch, especially considering how many other Travis Scott releases there have been. From the Air Trainer 1 to the Air Max 1 to the Jordan 1 to the 4s to the 6s and all these other collaborations, to finally be able to dedicate one to the ladies, in my opinion, I'm not going to question it, not going to argue with it. I personally feel like it's definitely a very nice touch. Now, as far as the shoe's concerned, we definitely have seen a very similar colourway previously. They did actually release last year. My son got a pair. I wasn't as lucky. I'm still a little bit salty on that. But I do feel like for anyone who missed out on last year's release, this is a very nice alternative. I'm not sure if it will be doing extended sizing. I'm not really sure how it's really going to work. But anytime it comes to Travis Scott, they're always fairly limited. They're always very difficult to get besides the Air trainers. And I do feel like overall this is going to follow a very similar pattern, even maybe more in a heightened sense because it could turn out to be his last collaboration as well. The highly sought after nature of Travis Scott's could even increase. So I do fully expect that this shoe is going to be almost impossible to get for the average consumer. If you want to get it for your own personal collection, I would get everybody to enter personally, whether that be a family member, a friend, a work colleague, somebody who's not really interested in either making money or buying sneakers for themselves. Get them to enter for you because this shoe is going to be very difficult to get. Again, it should be releasing via raffle. It will be releasing via Sneakers app. And in my personal opinion, without doubt, this shoe is definitely going to sell out. So just moving on swiftly to the next one up on our list, and this next pair is very much a very last minute entry. Next up we have the Nike Air Max 95 in the dual triple white colourway, scheduled to be releasing on the 28th of April for a retail price of £170. Now, especially if we are talking about spring and summer shoes, you definitely can't look any further than a triple all white release. Now, most people will just say they're going with a triple white Air Force 1 or a triple white Air Max 1 is the way to go, but if you are looking for that everyday versatile option, this is definitely something you should be considering for your personal collection. Now, I personally feel like 110s are one of the more comfortable Air Max models. They are also one of the more durable models as well, so you can literally beat this shoe into the ground, and as long as you keep it somewhat clean, it's going to be absolutely fine. It's going to last you a very, very long time. Now, I'm a huge advocate for 110s. I'm always rocking them. I always have a couple of pairs in the rotation. And especially if you are looking for that spring and summer look, a triple white colorway, you're never going to miss with that. So this is definitely one I would highly recommend a lot of you guys pick up if you are looking to add something a little bit different into your collection and you don't necessarily own too many Air Max colorways. I do fully expect that this shoe is going to be very widely available. So I don't necessarily feel like the raffle side of thing is actually needed. I don't feel like it will be releasing via raffle and sneakers and all these difficult things that we actually have to go through to get shoes. If you want to get these for your personal collection, I fully feel like they're going to be readily available at every single major retailer. And I do personally feel like if you are going to be actually going for these, it's going to be one of the easier cops to get throughout April. So don't be rushing out, don't be entering all the raffles. This shoe, in my personal opinion, is definitely going to sit. And last but by no means least, we have reached our very final one for today's list. So last up we have the Air Jordan 3 Wizards, scheduled to be releasing on the 29th of April for a retail price of £190. Again, another very hefty price point for Jordan brand, but as that's the new retail price point, I guess we're just going to have to learn to live with it. Now, this year is actually an anniversary year for the Jordan 3 model, so already we saw the Air Jordan 3 Reimagined White Cement. As I said earlier, that was then followed up with the Air Jordan 3 Lucky Green, and then to finish us off in April, we have the Air Jordan 3 Wizards. Now, for those of you that don't know, Michael Jordan did actually finish off his career playing for the Wizards after leaving the Chicago Bulls. So for sentimentality, I completely understand why we are getting a Wizards colorway. Now, as soon as I first saw these when they were actually announced on the Sneakers app on the upcoming launch for Jordan brand, the first thing that came to mind is that these are very, very similar to the Air Jordan 3 True Blues. I was finally able to take them off the Grails list only in the last few months. So this is definitely one of those ones that, again, I'm kind of like scratching my head as to whether I actually feel like I need to add these to the personal collection. With that said, it has the new shape, very good materials as we see with most Jordan 3s, and the colorway itself is super clean, super easy to wear. That I definitely feel like I want to get them, but at the same time, because I also already have the True Blues and the Racer Blues, I'm almost in a battle with myself as to whether this is something I should be passing on, but at the same time also want to get for my own collection. So definitely at a little bit of a loss and a little bit of a war with myself as far as this one's concerned. So I feel like if you want to get it for your own personal collection, it might be worthwhile entering some of those raffles and even trying on Sneakers app as well. I don't feel like it's one of those ones where you should be getting a bunch of different people to enter for you, but I feel like if you do put your footwork in, you position yourself in the best possible way, this should be relatively easy to get. But with that said, even if it does sell out, which it could very much do, I do feel like after release, it should be right around that retail price point anyway. But do take this with a pinch of salt. I could be completely wrong on that. I've been wrong before. and I wouldn't be surprised if I am again. But as far as this release goes, I do fully expect that it will sell out, but even after release, I do feel like you will be able to get it for a pretty good price. And just like that, we have wrapped up my top 10 best upcoming sneakers for the month of April. Now again, as I kind of said throughout this video, I have tried to kind of give you a little bit of the best of both. So a few fairly limited drops which are going to be difficult to get, but I have also tried to sprinkle a couple of easier cops for anyone who's watching this video that is looking to add something into the collection without the hassle and the fuss of actually having to enter 1,000,001 raffles. Now that's my top 10 list. I'd love to get your guys' opinion on it. So do let me know which shoe you are most looking forward to getting. Do also let me know if any other shoes should have made this list that are actually releasing in April. Again, let us know in the comment section down below. And if you have stuck around to this point in the video, as always, I do just want to say a massive thank you. If you haven't already, please feel free to smash that subscribe button. Also, do make sure the bell notification is switched on so you never miss a video. And I hope to see you all again in the next one. Peace.